goal of having Lighthouse is to give us a space where we can put the best product people, the best designers, the best developers, the best engineers, and the best modern manufacturing equipment all in one place, so that we can actually improve the processes and ultimately the product that people see, so we can make the most advanced, most innovative, and best product that's ever been made.
So welcome to the Lighthouse. Behind me we have our automated cement line, and this cement line has a robot that is automatically programmed based on any size midsole that I place on this belt to clean, prime, and cement in a matter of seconds every midsole that's placed on this belt. And once that is complete, now we're ready for the upper to be placed onto the midsole, and the process is complete. The production setup would do 2,400 pairs in 8 hours. In today's process in Asia, that would be the equivalent of 200 people to accomplish that same quantity of shoes. This is our 3D body scanner. This is technology that was adapted from the medical industry. And this scanner has 54 cameras that capture 7 frames a second and allows us to capture both the volumetric, the angular, and the linear data on all of our athletes. And it creates an avatar that allows our designers to design in 3D. And so we will be able to create and understand how their bodies are shaped, and also not just in still, but also in motion, which will allow designers to understand how the fabric is draped on them as they perform the actual motion of their sport. This is our prototyping area. This is where our designers are working with our technicians, working to develop the next processes. We have 4 cells in here. We have a sew-free cell, we have a knits and wovens cell, and then we have a bra and intimate cell back here.
The unreleased products that I'm most excited about are always the ones that are going to take us to another level where nobody else is really playing. But I think we have a number of things across footwear, apparel, and accessories that are really going to change the game as it relates to the consumer and the consumer benefit of that innovation. And that's really what we love. It's like, it's great to give somebody something that they love because of the way it looks. It's even better if we can give them both. It's something that looks beautiful that they'll buy just because it looks so beautiful, but the way it performs actually allows them to feel the difference in that innovation. And that's what we call consumer valued innovation. That's what we always strive for. And we've got a number of things coming that we're really excited about there.
Hi everyone. Today our team will analyze and making the strategy planning roadmap and also the execution map for the Under Armour company. So this is our logo company, and the company name is here. Under Armour is a sport company. So we will following this roadmap. We will have 2 parts. The part 1 is the strategy planning roadmap. We will analyze the preparation state for both internal and external evaluation company environment. In internal, we will have business model canvas, value chains, the result capability, analysis the CSA, CPM, and also do VRIO test. For the external, we will got the strategic roadmap, the best of analysis, and the 5 force analysis. After this preparation, we are moving to input. This is the result of the preparation state. We will have EFE and IFE things. After combination of EFE and IFE, we will got the QSPM. The QSPM 1, we will based on QSPM 1 IM metric and SPAN metric. We will matching with 3 strategy plan. We got here is the generic competitive state, intensive core strategy, and action strategic action. After matching here, we will making a decision step is the QSPM2 for 2 set option. This means that we will choose 1 or 2 options to move to the next one is execution. After choosing the strategy from QSPM2, we will making the strategy execution in 3 parts. The first part is the corporate culture leadership. Next one is external operation management, and the third one is organization building action. This is total our mapping and roadmap for analysis the strategy for Under Armour company.
Under Armour is an American sport equipment company that manufactures footwear, sport, and casual apparel. It was established in 1996 by Kevin Lang, a then 24-year-old former baseball team captain of the University of Maryland football team. The company is a developer, marketer, and distributor of branded athletes performance apparel, footwear, and accessories. The company created product engineered to slow them and make athletes better as well as digital health. And fitness are built up to connect people and private performance. Therefore, they always create new products which are suitable and modern for athletes. Because the vision statement is that to encourage you with performance solution you never knew you need this and cannot make living without. And the mission statement is to make athletes better by delivering superior performance and in on products, creating and improving performance products that meet the evolving needs of our customer, designing products with enhancing our consumer perception and understanding of product yield and benefits to connect everyone at Under Armour to the brand, our customer, our athletes, and teammates. But this is not about the label. This is about action and the behavior through our mission and purpose. So Under Armour have 5 main core values. Firstly, love athletes. Secondly, celebrate the win. Thirdly, stand for equality. Fourthly, act sustainable. And finally, fly on together. With the playlist proposed, the organization structure of Under Armour were divided into a department, and Kevin is a chief executive officer and chairman. Because North American is a main market of Under Armour, so there is a president in this market. Following this, there are a lot of departments such as chief information officer and executive vice president, global operation, president of global sourcing, chief product officer, chief digital officer, chief revenue, chief financial officer, and human resources. Because Under Armour provides apparel, footwear, and accessories for men, women, and dogs, with a lot of offer for customers, such as make athletes better through fashion, design, and relentless pursuit of innovation, high performance products, convenience, and flexible choice. Create an ecosystem for athletes. In addition, they have acquiring of market in the world like North America, Europe, the Middle East and Africa, Asia Pacific, and Latin American. So despite of the COVID-19 pandemic, the recent high performance productivity, starting with the increase in revenue up to 91%, is was contributed by the increase in channel, wholesale, direct to customer, product category, apparel, footwear, accessory, and on-demand markets. The corporate order decreased 142%. Promotion and selling general and administration expenses were gross 49.5% and 13.6% respectively. Finally, the restructuring and impairment check decreased 93.3%. Next with the potential value generation, Under Armour is an owner of many popular funny, app, educational, social networking platforms such as My Friend with 245 million monthly users. The fitness point more than 200 million members, remaining benefit from products or service because it is applied to connect Under Armour with their customer locally. Next with the short-term strategic objectives is reducing our promotional activity, controlling supply against demand, assisting undifferentiated retail, maintain an appropriate level of sales to offline channel. The long-term strategic objective is predicate on the delivery of industry-leading product innovation, return driving investment into connecting even more deeply with our consumer through marketing activation and premium appearance. Expansion of our direct-to-customer and internal business. The digital strategy is focused on supporting this long-term objective, emphasize the connection and engagement with consumer through multi-digital touchpoints. We move to the short-term financial objective. The ability of effective develop and launch new innovative and update products. The ability to accurately focus consumer shopping preference and consumer demand for our products. Manage our inventory to respond to changing demand. And the long-term financial objective is to reduce operation appearance and anticipate track to restructure costs and develop project saving related to reduction plan and the timing difference. Because the market onward assess the potential risk factors like the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, the increased competition causing fluctuation in the cost of material and commodity.
Okay, let's move to the business model. Firstly, I will talk about the customer segment. we have four parts to focus on customer segment. The Under Armour brand is focused on branded performance apparel, footwear, and accessories for men, women, and youth. They are used in athlete, fitness, and also in training activity with the emphasis on connecting with our target customer. That is the focus performance. The design and the style for wearing in nearly every climate to provide a performance alternative to a traditional product. The Under Armour is sold worldwide and are worn by athletes at all levels, from youth to professional on playing field around the globe, and as well as by the consumer with an active lifestyle. From this customer segment, we will have the customer relationship to enhance the kind of relationship from the customer to the brand. The Under Armour is execute the strategy through the outfitting agreement or the professional club and also the college sponsorship, individual athlete, and also the influencer agreement by providing and selling our product directly to the team and to the individual athlete. They also seek to sponsor and host consumer event to drive awareness. From these two parts, we have indicate the value proposition of the brand. Under Armour is a Under Armour product offer consistent apparel, footwear, and accessories for men, women, and youth, like I mentioned in the customer segment. But they have three things to like emphasize for their product. Is make the first one is make the athlete better through the passion and design and the relentless pursuit of the innovation. Two is the high performing product. Third one is convenient and flexible choice, and the last one is create an ecosystem for the athlete. I have analyzed specific in four product line. First is for apparel. They are trying to create the comfort and the mobility, regulate, like they provide also about the body temperature, improve performance, regardless whether continuous like heat gear for the hot weather, cold gear for the cold weather, rush and recovery for the like the blood boosting. For the footwear, it primarily include the product for running, basketball, kind of the collective sport, training and outdoor light running. They also have some trademark for Under Armour Health, Under Armour Micro, Under Armour Flow, and also the job cushioning. For the accessory is the kind of the material they making the accessories used from the footwear and also the apparel, but it designed with the advanced fabrication to provide the same level of the performance as our other product. And also we have two industries connected fitness. Like you can find that they have the my fitness platform along with the digital advertising through their apps, and also they have licensing. This means that they also offering the apparel and accessory for baby young apparel, tea, like sock and water bottle eyewear for their champion league at some school or high school. Like when we have the value proposition here, we will have some key activity. It means that the key activity will support the value proposition to achieve the customer segment. So I have like analyzed for four parts. This one is the production. First, the production is Under Armour is like they are trying to design and produce a new product, like they boosting the innovation into the maximum level, and also they extend the product line, the sourcing, manufacturing, also the quality assurance, and they will manage the inventory and also intellectual property. For the marketing activity is kind of a tool to enhance the brand reputation by three ways: in the sport marketing, the media, and the retail presentation. For the sale, we beside the traditional way to sell the product, they also enhance the e-com channel. Both of the order and the shipping distribution things, they support sale and distribution chains. They also have the customer service and also build of the new relationship for attracting new customer. And the last one is internal company management for the human capability management. So beside the key activity, we have a key partner. We have a sales partner focusing on wholesale channel network of brand, factory house store, and also e-com website globally. And also about the licensing, we have a relationship with them in Japan. Related partner, like we have influencer and the community in kind of university or college. For the key result, we have physical like manufacturing facility, building, vehicle, machine, intellectual. We have brand value, some of the trademark, copyright, and the customer database. And for the human, we got human resource. And for the finance, we have the source. For the channel communication to the market and customer, we got three ways that I also mentioned in the key activities: sport marketing, media, retail, presentation. About the cost structure, the cost structure is we are analyzing the Under Armour in 7 parts. This is we get the source on the financial report. We got a pro footwear and accessory. Like this last year, we are represent like 64%, 21%, and 9% of the net revenue according to this kind of product line. And the second one is the licensing revenue, and the third one is income operation. If we got the income number is positive in the financial consolidated statement. So next is I will move to the value chain. Here is the industry value chain. So the industry here is we choose the apparel industry. So we got like 6 parts here. Is the 6 value activity. Is the first one is like the research and development. So the input is some of the fiber and also the electric fiber. After we got the input fiber, we will move to design and production. The product development and manufacturing, we have yarn spin. We use the fiber to spinning, to kitting, to sewing. And it's the same with the electronic thing. We got integration of electronic and software development to kind of like processing this input raw material into some of the finished good or component of the product. So after that, we will move on in logistics part. After we got a component, we got a finished good. So we start to distribute and marketing to the online outlet, wholesale, and also retailer by the app store. And also we will use the data analysis and also benchmarking to the other user for the service. We will know that kind of what value we will contribute to our customer. Based on this value chain of the industry value chain, we will get the company value chain. It will be the same with the industry value chains, meaning that I have raw material, component network, production network, export network, and the marketing network. The first one is, so this one I will move to analyze the competitive strength assessment. We got here is 8 factor to weighting and measuring the competitive strength. We're choosing Under Armour and 6 competitors, including 3 very strong is Adidas, Nike, and Lululemon in North America. The first one is we want to focusing on bargaining leverage with supplier, because in this industry, the power of bargaining to supplier is very important, because we can make the leverage and the strength of the costing when we can bargain with a low price with the supplier. So I mark this weighting is like 2.2 is quite important. The next one is I want to focusing is the production line and manufacturing capacity. This is the part of the value chain. So I mark it like 2.50%. The next one is about the marketing, is the branding image, the reputation, and also the portfolio of the celebrity endorsement and sponsorship for the sport event. So this kind of two is okay to have in the competitive strength, but it's not weighting much. So I keep both of them is equally 2.1 for weighting. For next thing is dealer network and distribution capability is the same with the manufacturing. So I weight in the same score. The next one is this part is, so this one is more focusing on product design, tech innovation, and new product development, and also the geographic market cooperation. I think it's the strong of the sport APO aware is we will focusing more on technical to make a new product, a new t-shirt, or a new performing wearing to consumers. So I put it one like 2.1 and 2.1 for this one. And the last one, but not least, is about the financial result and financial strength. I mark this rating for each of the company, and when we are like overall rating competitive strength, we will see that the leader of the total of the competitive strength in this industry is Nike with the 8.15, and below that following we got Adidas is 7.6, and last but not least is we have the same average age is the Under Armour. Lululemon is well higher a little bit than Under Armour. Like Under Armour is 7.05 and Lululemon is kind of like 7.1. The last 3 brands is New Balance, Reebok, and Athleta have a very low score. It means that the competitive strength they have, but the score they make is not high like this competitive. So from this one, I will make the VRIO test for the Under Armour. So this one I will have it's the same with the physical result is we analyze from the annual report, the financial result is not really good, and currently in the financial department of Under Armour is not really good. So I market here the value is yet, the organization is yet, but the rent immutable is no. So this is also not a temporary event. For the technology and organizing result, this is the sustainable advance. For example, the technological result, we got a developer proactively like identify the opportunity to create and improve the performance product that meet the evolving needs of our consumer. And they also kind of design a product with the consumer value technology and also utilize some color, texture, and the fabric to enhance our consumer perception and understand how the product use and benefit. And also about the organization result, they are like central to transformation is the evaluation from the being product lead to proposed organization. So I highly recommend that Under Armour have the strong competitive strength of these two results. So I put that in the sustainable awareness. It will both get the score yes in the table column. For the intangible sources, I will also have 4 factors. The first one is human access and intellectual resources. Is because the company are kind of like they are engaged the work environment, diversity, equity, and social reward, talent, development and engagement in health and safety. So I will mark it in the sustainable advance. Furthermore, for the branding image and reputation resources and relationship, the company are not really doing this good compared to their competitive like Adidas and Nike. They are not hiring the famous ambassador to make their brand like have a good competitive. In the opposite, Nike can do that. They are hiring the famous star and a competitive employee athlete to market their product. So I put 2 of these factors temporary events. The last one is company structure. It's the same with the organization result. They have a team of experienced leader. So I put it in sustainable events. The next one, I will move to the strategic group map. The strategic group map is we analyze for 2 factors. The horizontal is the price and quality. The vertical is the population of the product. So we got 4 group here. Is each of the color is represented to 1 group. Like you can see the lemon here, they've got the high quality and high price. They have the biggest market share, but they just focusing on niche product. This means that they just focusing on the specific product like yoga, like some of the performing apparel. But opposite with Lululemon is Nike and Under Armour is the same group. Like they will have the high performance, high price, but they were offering to the product. This means that they will have via a wide range of product for both young women, youth, to freely to choose their product. And opposite with two group, we will have another group is Adidas or maybe Reebok. They will have a low quality product and they sold to the wide customer. And the combination of 3 parts, we will have the small market share here for New Balance. They have the medium price of the product. They were not focusing on too much consumer or too small consumer range, but they offering like a medium of the population of the product. So from this strategy group map, we can analyze where the brand proposition of Under Armour, and we can estimate that Lululemon and Nike is the direct competitive to the Under Armour.
So now let's move on to the personal analysis of Under Armour. First factor is political. The opportunities of political is the low interest rate in the United States country, the favorable international tax agreement, antitrust law of apparel footwear, and finally, the intellectual property protection. However, there is some risk of the political. It is the uncertainties of the effect of United Kingdom withdrawal from European Union and the changes in trade policy. And finally, the oil fluctuation affect to the price of material. Most to the second factor, it is its economy. The opportunities of economy is graphical of developing market, relatively economically stable in developed countries. However, there is some risk in economic view, the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the industry, business, financial condition, and the result of operation. The inflation and increasing price of commodities, price of labor wage overseas and freight fee. The third factor is social. The opportunities of the social factor, the improving collective consciousness about fitness and sport, the role of individual well in developing countries, the crisis emphasized in product safety and better quality. However, the crisis it cannot maintain the sustained consumer demand. It will negatively impact on the reputation. The fourth factor is technological. The opportunities of technology is advanced technology. For its operation and delivery have been automated with time, thereby reducing labor costs. And the computer technology have accurate forecast consumer shopping preference and consumer demand for the product. However, the pace of technology is hacker and data threats are increasing, sophisticated and operate large-scale and complex automated attacks. The fifth factor is legal. The opportunities is the CARE Act, which provided relief to taxpayers affected by COVID-19 was signed into law. And the piece of legal is the imposition of new laws and regulations, including those relating to labor conditions, minimum wage, quality, and safety standards. And the last factor is environmental. The opportunity of environment is consumers' awareness to go green to the environment. But the risk is it generates a lot of greenhouse gas due to the energy used during the production, manufacture, and transportation of millions of gasoline purchased each year. Now, I will analyze the total force of Under Armour. About the rivalry among competitive sellers, it is evaluated is high because the market of performance apparel is highly competitive and includes many new competitors, as well as increased competition from established companies expanding their production and marketing for performance products. And the second reason is competitive advantage, which include greater financial, distribution, marketing, and so on. And they have the greater ability to invest in technology and digital consumer experience and greater economies of scale. The second factor by force is risk to new entrant, and it is evaluated as low because there is no barrier for the new entrant. However, it takes a significant amount of financial and human capital to develop products, to manufacture them with quality and affordability, and place product into appropriate distribution channel. The second is the company needs to have the relationship to win the limited floor space of retailer for the new competitor. Finally, the fabric and technology used in manufacturing the product is not unique. The third factor is risk of substitute product, and it is evaluated as low because those that helping the innovation in the product by releasing old product with better material, design, and stuff, and the substitute of this industry is near to zero. The fourth factor is gaining the supplier's power, and it is evaluated moderate because they should have a long-term contract with the suppliers and manufacturing source. They cannot control the manufacturer product that failed the meet of standard, and it is could harm to the reputation. Finally, the bargaining power of consumer. It is evaluated as moderate because retail key consumers have a long-term relationship with competitors. Consumers are well informed about the quality and price and the cost, and consumers focus on quality, not price. And finally, consumers become more health conscious. And now I want to share with you the IFE of the company. I will evaluate the strength and weakness of the company. As you can see in the table, the highest score of the strength is deliver superior performance in our product and increase in revenue every year, with a score 0.28, and the right frame of the apparel, with score 0.21. And the company holds the copyright registration for several commercials, with the score 0.24. However, there is some strength, and you can see in the table, the highest score of the strength of the company is the competitive strength of the company lower than compared to the Nike or Adidas or Lululemon. And the company Under Armour has the less distribution, and they heavily depend on the wholesale channel. Finally, the quickness that has the highest score is that Under Armour has depend too much on the third-party supplier. And after evaluation, I have the score of IFB is 3.19. Now, I will show you the EFE of Under Armour, and there is some opportunity and risk. First, about the opportunities, you can see on the table, the highest score is consumers are increasingly focused on environmental and social policy of the brand, which score 0.21. Second, consumer focus on quality, not price, would have the score 0.28. However, there is some risk, and as you can see, the highest score is the result of COVID-19. And so the company have many of the fact that they improve their sales. And the second is they have the limited number of favorite and preset pattern. So this is called 0.2, and the final is the unseasonable weather condition, so that they cannot affect the sale, and it will affect to the inventory price, inventory cost, and that is have a score 0.18. And the total score of EFE is 3.15.
And now let's move on to the generic strategy. The generic strategy used by Under Armour is that of broad differentiation. The company focuses on building a competitive advantage in the markets by coming out with t-shirts which can control the temperature of the body. It's like an innovative product with a perceived as unique as the industry as the whole. The key approach to differentiation is through the invention of new technologies. This innovative technology is made available to their consumer through a number of product lines targets at different groups of consumers like men, women, and youth. Moreover, innovative technology aspect in the supply chain have in their market activity of the firm by allowing its position itself as a brand which produce unique products. Another important in which Under Armour tries to differentiate itself from its competitor is by coming out with innovative designs. The majority of percentage of sports products are used for non-sport use. Under Armour products are released in three fits, such as tight fit, relaxed fit, and athletic fit, which is unique for sportswear brands. This makes it climate control a better, more useful for a broader range of customers than athletics. Under Armour also recognized that needed to keep its products and design fresh and attractive for attracting more number of customers. And lastly, firm can differentiate their products from that of their competitor by creating a unique brand image. Under Armour positions itself as supplier of unique products which have athletic to perform better. For this purpose, it focuses heavily on celebrity endorsement and product placement, and focus on sponsoring recreational teams and majority use tournaments which have built a favorable brand image by driving awareness and brand authenticity at the basis level. This helps the firm give a boost to consumers through multiple marketing trends like internet, magazine, and sporting event. So let's move the intensive strategy. There are 4 intensive strategies that can be used to grow market share and to expand one's customer base. They are market development, market penetration, diversification, product development. Firstly, market development involves selling to new customer or expanding to new markets in new region or area. This is also a key strategy that Under Armour has made several innovative products that are designed to have the athletic perform at their peak. In this way, Under Armour has successfully based the product development strategy to grow its popularity, customer base, and market share. And action strategy. about competitive action, they use offensive and defensive. For offensive, Under Armour will say continuous product innovation to draw sales and market share away from less innovative rival, and using hit and run or market tactics to grab market share from complacent and disrupted rival. They consider about Asian markets. For the about defensive, Under Armour introduced new feature and model to broaden product line to close off gaps and vulcan niche, and offer support and special introducement to current customers to reduce the attractiveness of switching. For timing action, Under Armour is the late mover. They use strategy, broad differentiation strategy, and then market penetration strategy, and that's product development, and finally, they use diversification strategy. The strategy is implementing for Under Armour based on company perspective is tactical strategy, which is company focused on market penetration and product development. Under Armour have a huge opportunity if Under Armour enter a new market because of the product that's been offered. For the stock is operation, they're using backwards integration and forward integration and vertical integration to have growth and build a better category.
And now we have the VSPM for the strategy. I will show you the analytics in the Excel file. Under Armour apply this strategy for the generic competitive strategy. They apply broad differentiation. For the intensive growth strategy, Under Armour apply market penetration, market development, product development, and diversification. For the strategic action, they apply offensive and defensive strategy. So the total attractive score of broad differentiation strategy is 4.84, and the total attractive score of market penetration, market development, product development, and diversification is 5.25, 3.94, 4.63, and 3.008 respectively. For the offensive strategy, the total attractive score that Under Armour have is 4.61, and the defensive strategy Under Armour has 11.48 score. And so you can see that Under Armour has applied the defensive strategy so much so that the total score is the highest.
So after we have finished the QSBM, we will move to analyze the IE metric. So I got the division and kind of the industries up here. So I have revenue, potentials of revenue, the profits, and the percentage of the profit, and the internal factor analysis I will get from the EFE score, and external analysis we will get from EFE score. After we got this one, we are mapping in the IE metric for business strength, competitive proposition, and industry attractiveness. We will indicate that Under more in the sale of winning growth and build. From this one, we will decide that the Under Armour have two ways. Is the first one they can choose to apply the intensive growth strategy is the market penetration, market development, product development, and also diversification. Or they will have the second path in the integrate, backward integrate, forward integrate, and horizontal integration. And the strategy most appropriate for this division. Beside the IE metric, we also analyze for the SPAY metric. This here, the SPAY metric. I have analyzed for the company competitive advantage, the industry strength, the company financial strength, and the last one is environmental stability. Is from this from the QSBM one, from the IE metric, and combined with the SPAY metric, we will have the QSBM two with two options. The first strategic option one, we will have the product differentiation for generic competitive strategy. For the intensive, we will got the market penetration and market development. We are meaning here the market penetration is like we are developing the old market, and then we will moving to develop a new market. After we identify this intensive growth strategy, we will get the strategic action, which is both defensive and offensive strategic action. Is the one here is offering the support and special endorsement in current customer to reduce the attractiveness of switching. And for the offensive, we choose two strategy is using the hidden one to grab the market share first, and then we will pursue continuous product innovation. Kind of we trying to innovate, and we will make and enhance the bigger market share from the current market share when we got in this offensive strategy. The key factor here for opportunity, threat, strength, and weakness, we will link back to the EFE metric. You can see the calculator here. And for the strength, we will link to the EFE metric and also the calculated here. For the weight, we will have the same to add a QSPM1. And from the strategic set option one, we'll just changing the strategic action to make sure that we successfully kind of implement the intensive growth strategy and generic strategy successfully. The same to the strategic set option one, we will get the strategy set option two. This generic intensive, we are keeping the same, but we are just changing the strategic action. Like because the difference here, like when you see in the set option one, we are choosing the penetration first and then move it to market development second. This means that the generic action will support this two of intensive growth. But in the set two, we are choosing the market development and then the product development. This means that we have the strategy to win the current market first, and then we will focus to like enhance our product to get fully the market share in current market. So the strategic action will be following two intensive action. For the offensive, we choose and pursuing disruptive product in a way to create the new market. This means that we want to make the market development more bigger. This means that we will like increase the consumer demand. And after that, we are using adapting and improve the good idea of the other company. Like we observe them, like we adapt them if they have something good in their product, and we will correct their market share. And finally, we will apply the defensive. This means that we will make only announcement about the new product and the price when we chance to introduce the buyer to postpone the switch. Like when we are applying the intensive growth strategy here, this means that we are making a new product. And when we're making a new product, we will making a new announcement to avoiding our customer have been shocked by our new product and avoiding them just switching to our kind of direct competitive. So after choosing to set option, we are marking the number in AS column in each strategy, and after that we can calculate the total GSA. And after calculating total GSA, we are choosing to apply and choosing the strategic option one. This one, and based on this one, we will making the execution plan to support the strategic action to achieve our target in generic competitive and intensive growth strategy. After we are finalized the strategy of based on the QSPM2, we are moving to applying in the company. This means that the strategy execution, like start with the first one is the internal operation management. We have two parts. The first one is we will employ the process management tool. It's here that I am choosing two tools is managing for continuous improvement. This is when we can use the total quality management for best practice, benchmarking, and also the Six Sigma quality program. The second is the capturing the benefit of initiative to improve the operation. For applying to the generic competitive, we have the benefit to support the objective and financial target. We have three things. One is a commitment of employee to strategy execution process. Second is a technique for winning, sustained, energetic commitment of employee to strategy execution process. And the third one is approach to enhance the motivation. The benefit and the risk of the generic strategy and intensive growth is the same. to the first one, but we have the benefit here different for the strategic action. Is they are when we are providing the intensive, it will engaging into more motivated practice that facilitate good strategy execution. Maybe it will linking the employee reward to strategic, quality, relevant organizational performance outcome. By providing the incentive, it will provide a track perk and some intensive benefit, and also give award to other form of the public recognition. So from these two of the execution strategy for the internal operation management, we are recommend the Under Armour will keep and continuous develop for the generic and intensive growth strategy by applying these two new tools for the strategic action.
And secondly, when the relationship driven approach for applied for intensive growth strategy, they support market development. One of Under Armour growth strategy has been to increase floor space for Under Armour product in retail store and in certain markets expand Under Armour distribution to other retailer. Retailer have limited resources and floor space. This have more impressive to customer to go to store and experience it. And this one product development, they will have focus on building a competitive advantages in the market by coming out with t-shirts. We can control the temperature of the body. It can attract more number of the customer and the new customer. And the last one for the strategic action, when the relationship driven approach support this strategy is a feature of the company corporate culture, bring consumer to experience the meaningful expression of our brand while having broader access to Under Armour performance product through brand house store. After analysis, they will keep and continuous develop strategy. And secondly, when they use collaboration and communication applied to generate competitive strategy, this have to support broad differentiation like temperature resource group with fly business initiative, provide networking opportunity and support community outreach and promote cultural awareness. This therefore is have Under Armour bring valuable values to customer and satisfy them. For the benefits of intensive growth strategy, this market development is help Under Armour create a great impression with current and new customer because of their professional working process with effective communication. About market penetration, collab and communication have marked Under Armour on ensure efficiency of working process, maintain the competitive advantage of super customer service, business cost effectiveness. For the last strategic action, the feature support must with vertical integration strategy because it needs growth and effective communication between activities for quality and information transfer. After this, this recommend they will keep and continuous develop on a strategy for the openness. They will support open line of communication that start with tone as the top, and Under Armour emphasize the importance of cost of conduct and encourage Under Armour teammates to speak up when they have concern. So it helps in cost efficiency due to solving problems more effectively. Moreover, the BOD will collect feedback to better understand and improve Under Armour teammates' experience and identify opportunity to continually strengthen this culture. When openness can support this intensive growth strategy, about market development can create for employee comfortable environment to deal problem more efficiency, will contribute to quality of product and innovation design. And lastly, for strategic action, this feature help employee raise some problem and ideas to make sure efficiency. They also will keep and continuous on of them strategy.
Development create opportunity for employees to participate in training program. And the last step is structuring the organization and work effort. Because worker is significant important in company, so the chef should have some benefit policy for them, like the policy affecting the factor of maintaining work motivation, such as salary reform, improve working environment, modernize office and equipment. And the policy affecting factors that promote work motivation include the policy on evaluation, training, fostering, rewarding, and developing employee.